Hello, everyone. I realize that you're probably finishing up the potluck breakfast, and I really wish I could be with you today. But the miracles of modern medicine finally have my left hand pain free. Uh, well, at least not hurting like it was, and I know that's a relief to all of you not to have to listen to me complain about it anymore. But I wanted to leave you as we dismiss for break with a little bit of something to think about. So I know that you're going to be talking today about prototypes for the new schedules. And it dawned on me that we've forgotten to go back and revisit why. Well, at least I've forgotten to go back and revisit why we're doing this with you. So I wanted to spend just a couple minutes with you contemplating why are we changing our schedule? Why do we continually push the edge? Well, I think it can be summed up in the words of people smarter than me, namely Winston Churchill to begin with. He once said, "I wonder whether any other generation has seen such astounding revolutions of data and values as those through which we have lived. Scarcely anything material or established which I was brought up to believe was permanent and vital has lasted. Everything I was sure or taught to be sure was impossible has happened." You know, that's kind of the belief that our school is founded on. At some point in each of your careers, somebody taught you to love learning or to love the subject that you now teach. And our challenge is, how do we do that for the students that are in our classrooms right now? That's my challenge to you. And that's why we're pushing so hard to change the schedule and think about other ways to deliver content. Our challenge, folks, is how do we inspire that love of learning? How do we get students to think differently about the problems that they're going to face out in the world that we don't even know about yet? Because all the things that seem so vital and important and permanent to us now, they're not going to last. And it's up to our students to solve the problems using the skills that we're instilling in them now. And I'm sorry, but I just can't believe that rote memorization is the way to train problem solvers. Winston Churchill also said, "Sure I am this day, we are masters of our fate, that the task which has been set before us is not above our strength, that its pangs and toils are not beyond our endurance. As long as we have faith in our own cause and an unconquerable will to win, victory will not be denied us." I would remind everyone that when our school was set up, we set about the task of making education the way it could be, maybe even the way it should be, but most definitely not the way it is in most other places. I'm not saying we need to change for the sake of change. We need to be logical and methodical about it, and we have been. And you know, from the very beginning, the first day we opened our doors, we told teachers that you focus on the learning, you focus on inspiring, and the test scores came. So now I'm worried that we're letting test scores drive us a little bit in our thinking. I know they're a necessary evil, but I look back at Churchill and say those things that we thought were so permanent and vital aren't. And of course, we know with the current climate in education, with high stakes assessments and everything else, they're likely to change. Our data, if that's where you want to go, has shown us that what we're doing works. By the time our kids are sophomores, they're outperforming other students across our system in the plan, which measures thinking. It's the precursor to the ACT, a national exam that's about thinking. What we're doing is working. We need to tweak it to keep working for as many students as possible. And that makes me think of another inspiration, Mr. Steve Jobs. He's not inspiring because he developed Apple. He's inspiring because he embodies the kind of students that we have. They're the students that live at the intersection of technology and art. They apply the rules of design, not just to make a better computer program, not just to solve a problem, but to do it in an elegant style. Those are the thinkers that are going to succeed in the future, and that's what we're preparing them for. So as we go about our work, and as we think about how we're going to impact our students moving forward, I guess you could think of this as Well, it is the Christmas season. You could think of this as the first of 3 visitations you guys are going to experience. I'm the spirit of why. You're going to talk about the spirit of what before you leave today when you look at the different prototypes with Tim. And then together we're going to come back and we're going to look at how when we come back in January. That might include revamping some curriculum that we teach. I know the STEM courses, for example, are a concern for everybody. But I just wanted to reiterate and revisit with you why we do this. It's not about being different for the sake of being different. It's about being different to meet the needs of the eclectic and diverse group of students that are sitting in front of us. They're the ones that are going to go to places we only see pictures of from the Hubble. And when you look at the International Space Station and think about what are the challenges like living there, we're about to send astronauts up to live there in space for a year to get ready for deep space exploration and a manned mission to Mars. I'm not sure that drill and kill worksheets are what people who work in that environment are going to need to be successful. So I know some of you are irritated with me. I know some of you are doubting the sanity of looking at the prototypes that we are. But I want to challenge you. We're here because we believe our kids deserve better. Our kids deserve the opportunity to solve problems and think differently and demonstrate to us what they know in ways that don't always fill in checking the box. We've been successful. We've been able to push against the system and do what we needed to do for our kids because we've proved that we can meet their expectations as well as the higher ones we set for ourselves. And I expect this schedule, whatever it winds up looking like, to allow us to continue to do that. I invite you on this journey with me. And you know what? I know it causes anxiety, but I also know that if in the face of anxiety your reaction is to retreat, we may not be the best place for you. We need the spirit of adventurers. We need to be the group that helps the students set out to man the first station or the first deep space station. We need to be the kinds of teachers that will inspire future problem solvers so that, so that my surgery doesn't wind up with this rather large and unwieldy cast on my hand for a while. We need students that are going to help make the world a better place for all of us. I wish you all happy holidays and invite you to remember why we're doing this, why we push to be different, and then apply your creativity. This is your chance to make your classes and education the way you've thought they really should be. That means we don't all have to look alike, even within the building. Different classes, different subjects, different departments. Nobody's saying you have to fall in line and all be the same. We just have to work within the same framework. So in your moments of mental passivity over the holiday break, while you're washing dishes or driving or watching bad TV, mull this over in your mind. That's where the inspirations come from. I'll look forward to seeing you back in January to hear what wonderful ideas you have. Happy holidays, everyone.